My twisted Damascus bar, which I was going to use for the springs, light etch on that. It shows you the pattern. Now the spine, although you can see the layers in there and the twisting, it's not. I don't think it's actually going to be that dramatic, and it does seem like a waste of material to use it as a spring, as you will only see it along the spine. So I did think what better material to use. It's about all I've got that is thick enough for these blades. I have no ground flat stock I can use. These are 4.5 mil. So I forged down the car spring. I'm just going to put these on the surface grinder. The blades are ground to profile and they're ready for heat treating. I just have to fit the springs to them now, make sure everything seats nice. So there's all my components. The springs have come out okay. Tough stuff, this spring steel as well. My bolsters for the sides, I've laminated a piece of stainless steel in there along with that brass, which I think will look quite nice. I may do some bluing, gun bluing on this, or I may etch, or I may shape the actual bolsters. I may round them off, in which case it'll pull that stainless down. So I'm going to wind this video up, guys, now, because I am going to put this knife to one side. I've just got far too much work to do. I've got a lot of orders now. I've got to just try and get on top of knife orders. So we've gone from the blade and spring, that's 1.5 mil brass, which is what I used for the frame on this, or the liners. And I have the knife partially finished. You can now see the feather pattern on this blade. I still have work to do on this knife. I want to engrave the bolsters on this, do some more engraving work, which is why I'm going to put it to one side for the moment. I'll come back to it in maybe a week or two when I just get on top of my other knife orders. The pattern is looking really nice. You can see from each individual weld there that they've come out really well. The timber on this is elm burl. You can just see the epoxy there, which I used to fill in some of the little cracks and crevices in the timber. But that pattern is really nice. There's some engraving I did on the spine. Not completely happy with that when you look at the actual spine of the knife itself. It's very beautiful, that. But it does look the part. At the moment, that spring, I've left it slightly proud of the scales. For two reasons. I may leave the spring proud like that on the finished blade, because I think it looks quite nice, or I may just grind that off and do some different type of engraving on there. Maybe I might just do something that matches that pattern, that feather pattern on the spine there. I think that might be more apt. What do you think I should do? Grind that off and retool it. It is actually soft enough, this. I have tried it. so I can still engrave on that. The Rockwell is about 42 on this. Incidentally, if you want to know how to temper carbon steel to 42, the temperature you need is approaching 400 centigrade, and it'll get you in the 40s Rockwell, which is ideal for a spring. This isn't finished yet. I've just put it together so I could show you. Well, that is it for now, fellas. It's going to be probably 2 or 3 weeks before I can get back on working on this, unless I just have the odd hour on it now and then, because I really have got a lot of work, a lot of orders to try and get through. A katana I'm going to forge in W2. 2 Bowie knives to make, one with a bone handle and some really nice engraving on it as well. I've got, off the top of my head, I've got 2 sets of chef's knives to make, and 3 knives in each set, and one of them is in one of them stainless San Mai as well, which is a lot of work. I'd have to refer to my list, but you know, I'm looking at March, April at the moment before I can sort of start anything else. So I'm just gonna have to crack on with this work. It's great being busy, but it also puts a little bit of pressure on you, you know. But I'm still taking orders. But you're gonna have to be prepared to wait unless I can slip 1 or 2 simple builds in, you know, in between all these other projects. Doing something like forging the katana, which will take maybe a week or 2 weeks to complete. That's from start to finish. That's making the say of the sheath, just doing everything, wrapping the handle, the lot. I won't start and finish that. I'll work on different elements at different times, and I'll carry on doing the other knives and things in between, which is what I love doing. As long as everything's diverse and different, I actually love it. But what I will probably do is end up spending maybe 3 or 4 days just forging San Mai, forging the katana, forging the 2 Bowie knives, and then I'll work on the ground flat stock stuff, or the Damascus as well to forge. I'll work on the ground flat stock stuff as well, you know, whilst I'm doing all that. So I better get some belts ordered. I'll see you soon, fellas. I will be back. I will be back with the little rocket stove I said I was going to build. I've just got a few different ideas. I'm just processing in my head and seeing what's going to work, because I may do a rocket stove build which is slightly unconventional. As I say, I'm sort of working through it in my head, and I think it will be an easier build, and it will probably be up to the par of the heat production from a rocket stove, but we shall see. I will see you soon, fellas. All the best for 2018, and I will be back shortly, I'm sure, with something else. Bye for now.